In the doctor's laboratory, the Brigadier stood frustrated, seeing his supposed scientific advisor run around like a child in a sweet shop, collecting all the miscellaneous pieces of equipment and dragging it into his TARDIS. "Now look here, Doctor, I really must protest," scolded the Brigadier. "You usually do," replied the Doctor, not looking up from his equipment. "I must insist that you reconsider this decision." "Oh, Alistair," replied the Doctor, "you knew full well that this situation was only going to be temporary until the TARDIS was up and working again. And besides," the Doctor stopped and put his hand on the Brigadier's shoulder, "you don't need me to deal with all these invasions all the time. And don't worry, I'll be back once in a while. Your planet seems to attract trouble." And with that, the Doctor turned back around and started messing with his equipment again. The Brigadier crossed his arms. Behind the Brigadier, the doors to the lab swung open. "Hello, Doctor." "Brigadier?" said Joe.
"Ah, Miss Grant." The Brigadier slowly swung round. "Finally someone to talk sense into the—"
The Brigadier looked to see that Joe seemed to be carrying several bags, presumably for travel.
"No, not you too, Miss Grant," sighed the Brigadier.
"I did remember to hand in my 2 weeks' absence to Captain Yates," smiled Joe.
"Well, I suppose that's some form of professionalism. But I was kind of hoping you'd talk some sense into the Doctor, not go running off with him to who knows where. I'm beginning to think those people of his had a point, putting him in somewhere he can't cause too much trouble."
The Doctor slowly peered out the TARDIS doors. "Well, think of it this way, Brigadier. You can now cut out the middleman." The Brigadier frowned in confusion. "Now, instead of just waiting for advice from me that you'll ignore, you can go straight to blowing up the things you don't understand." The Doctor gave the Brigadier a sarcastic smirk and then slowly disappeared into the TARDIS. The Brigadier stood there, uncertain of how to proceed. Joe placed a comforting arm around him. I'm sure he didn't mean it," she said supportedly.
"Oh, I'm afraid he did, Miss Grant, and let's be honest, he's not exactly wrong."
Joe was unsure of how to respond. I'll try to get him to come back as often as possible."
"Thank you, Miss Grant. Well, you better be off. Go see these strange worlds. But be back within 2 weeks, you understand?"
"Yes, sir," replied Joe, as she dragged her bags into the TARDIS.